In today's world, being a manager or supervisor can sometimes be stressful and difficult. You must balance your responsibilities to the organization for which you work and the employees you supervise. Additionally, you must make sure the workplace is safe for all by helping create, implement, and enforce safety rules and procedures. An area where this balancing act has become increasingly important involves the use of drugs and alcohol by employees. Substance abuse has become a serious problem, not only affecting the workplace, but the whole fabric of the organization. Substance abuse can hinder an employee's ability to perform their job duties safely, accurately, and efficiently. When drug or alcohol use impacts job performance, it becomes a supervisory concern with possible consequences for everyone in the workplace. The purpose of this training is to familiarize supervisors and managers with various aspects of substance abuse and a drug-free workplace program. The following topics will be discussed: management responsibilities, substance abuse indicators, employee assistance programs, handling incidents, enabling behaviors and traps, intervention and referral, confidentiality. Management and supervisors have certain responsibilities and duties that are mandated to ensure the workplace is safe for employees and that all work is carried out in a safe and healthy manner. Supervisors must make sure job duties are completed, make sure company standards are met, make sure work is performed safely, be consistent when dealing with employees, treat all employees fairly and equally, and protect employees' privacy. A substance-free workplace is only possible when management is involved and committed to a company's drug-free workplace program. Management must thoroughly know the company's substance abuse policy to effectively implement it. The policy must be communicated to all employees in a manner in which they can comprehend and understand. Management is not responsible for diagnosing substance abuse problems or for providing counseling or therapy. Management must be careful in dealing with employees and the way company policies and procedures are enforced for ethical and legal reasons. Some possible sensitive issues include safeguarding personal employee information and confidentiality, properly following investigative procedures for alleged violations, providing due process and ample opportunity for employees to answer allegations, ensuring quality control of drug testing and confirmation of positive test, and evaluating and discussing performance with employees. There are a wide range of signs which might indicate someone has or is developing a problem with alcohol and/or drugs. If an employee's job performance begins to wane or their behavior becomes problematic, management must address the issue. As a supervisor, it is very important you do not ignore such signs. Indicators provide an opportunity for management to refer employees to a professional who can help. While every drug has its own unique effect on users, there are some general signs a person is abusing drugs and/or alcohol. Signs include sudden change in behavior, inconsistent or declining productivity or work quality, increased absences, illnesses, accidents, or injuries, errors in judgment, risky behavior, increasing problems with coworkers and supervisors, unexplained disappearances from work site, disregard for safety, extending lunch periods and/or early departures, deterioration in personal appearance, and blaming others for their own problems and shortcomings. Many indicators of poor job performance may also be signs of medical or mental health problems. Therefore, management should keep observations and evaluation focused on the job performance. Never attempt to diagnose the problem yourself, even if substance abuse is suspected. Many companies have programs available to assist employees dealing with various problems, such as substance abuse and/or medical and mental health problems. These programs are generally referred to as an Employee Assistance Program, or EAP. EAPs are available to give information, support, and guidance to employees dealing with substance problems. EAPs can also provide support to management in the proper way to handle substance abuse issues in the workplace. It is important for every company to have a substance abuse policy. Management must understand the policy completely and be able to initiate its guidelines and procedures for the health and safety of all employees. When dealing with substance abuse in the workplace, always contact at least one other supervisor or manager to assist you. This protects everyone involved. The situation must be evaluated to determine if it is a performance problem or a crisis situation. Crisis situations can consist of dangerous behavior, threatening behavior, obvious impairment, possession of alcohol or drugs, and illegal activity. If the employee was observed possessing, distributing, or selling a controlled or dangerous substance on work premises, you should contact law enforcement. They will generally send an officer over to conduct an investigation and take the appropriate steps according to their findings. If a more detailed company investigation is required, your company should hire the services of a private security company. To investigate a potential crisis situation, you should ask yourself the following questions. What exactly was seen? Is there a specific company policy that applies to the situation? Does the activity appear to be illegal or violate company policy? Is there more than one employee involved? Are there reliable witnesses available? Is there any physical danger involved in taking action or not taking action? Does the situation require security and/or law enforcement? Does this incident call for reasonable suspicion drug testing? It is extremely important for you to document everything and the actions you take in response to the situation. When confronted with a possible substance abuse situation, there are certain actions you should take. Ask the employee to come with you to a private area with another supervisor and inquire about the behavior. Inform the employee about your concerns and allow the employee to explain what is going on. Notify your superior if you feel the situation necessitates it. If there is evidence or suspicion of recent use, and based upon the employee's response and the company's drug-free workplace policy, you should refer the employee to the appropriate company department or program which assist employees with substance abuse problems. Place the employee on suspension until a formal investigation is conducted. Arrange for the employee to be escorted home, or escort the employee to a drug testing site to be tested under reasonable suspicion. Keep in mind, if the employee isn't capable of working, they are not capable of driving. When alcohol and drug abuse impact job performance, it becomes a management issue. If the abuse is not addressed, it could have serious consequences for the employee and everyone else in the workplace. As a supervisor, you must use caution when trying to help an employee to avoid enabling them. Enabling is the act of doing something to help protect the employee from the consequences of their actions and helps the employee to not deal with the problem. Some examples of enabling behaviors include covering up, providing alibis, making excuses, or even doing the work of an impaired employee rather than confronting the issue. Rationalizing, making up reasons why the employee's behavior or job performance is understandable or acceptable. Avoiding contact with the employee. Threatening, saying you will do something, such as ceasing to cover for them or using disciplinary action, if the employee doesn't change their behavior, but then never following through with any action. Management must be aware that employees will possibly use traps to protect themselves when being confronted. You should not let the employee evade the subject. Be straightforward and serious about the issue. Let the employee know you care and want the best for them. Some possible traps include sympathy, trying to get you involved in their problems. Excuses, having increasing improbable explanations for everything that happens. Apology, being very sorry and promising things will change. Diversions, trying to get you to talk or think about other issues. Innocence, claiming they are not the cause of the problem, but rather the victim. Anger, exhibiting physically intimidating behavior and/or blaming others. Pity, using emotional blackmail to elicit your sympathy and guilt. Tears, breaking down and expressing remorse upon confrontation. Once you have determined there is a job performance problem which needs to be addressed, you need to do the following. Document the performance problem. Meet with the employee. Plan improvement. Refer for assistance. And follow up. Document the performance problem. Documentation is necessary in a drug-free workplace program. It is important for the supervisor to document signs of declining job performance and what interventions have been attempted. Document all absences, tardiness, reduced production, errors, accidents, conflicts with others, changes in appearance, long lunches, early departures, and other possible indicators. Be very specific but objective. Documentation provides you with objective factual information for correction and/or discipline. Documentation should include name of employee, date, time, and location of incident, summary of observations, witnesses' information, actions taken by supervisor, and employee's response. Meet with the employee. You must prepare to meet with the employee to discuss the performance problem. Inform your HR department of the situation and ask for a representative to assist you and be present if possible. Also, consult the company's EAP for help. It is important to always meet in a private area to avoid interruptions and for employee confidentiality. Have an outline of the points you want to discuss to keep you on track. Plan improvement. The primary objective here is to bring the poor job performance to the employee's attention and agree to a plan for improvement. Let the employee know your concern about their job performance. Using documentation, discuss the specific problems and incidents which have led to the meeting. Allow the employee to explain why they believe the problem exists. Avoid discussion of personal problems. Try to get the employee to acknowledge they understand your position. Define necessary actions required to correct the job performance. Set a time frame for improvement. State possible disciplinary action for the employee if the problem persists. Schedule a follow-up meeting. Refer for assistance. Let the employee know help is available if the employee feels there is an underlying problem. If your company has an EAP, this is the ideal time to encourage the employee to seek their assistance. Keep your discussion and statements focused only on the performance problem. It is not your place to decide whether or not any type of substance abuse is part of the problem. If your company does not have an EAP, you should encourage the employee to seek outside guidance. It is a good idea to maintain a list of therapists and treatment facilities that specialize in the treatment of alcoholism and drug addiction. Emphasize the employee's choice. Whether to seek help or not is a private decision and will not be made public. Make sure the employee understands their job performance will continue to be monitored and progressive discipline will be carried out. Follow up. It is important for you to follow up with the employee concerning their job performance. The follow-up meeting should be scheduled during the initial meeting with the employee. This provides a time frame in which improvement is expected. Keep your focus only on the employee's job performance. If the performance has not improved at this time or has become worse, you will need to address the problems again. More stringent disciplinary action may be required at this time or stated as a possibility at the next follow-up meeting. Again, encourage the employee to seek the assistance of the EAP or outside treatment facilities. If the performance has improved, it is important to acknowledge this and encourage the employee to continue their improvement. Make sure the follow-up meeting is documented. Employees will support and have faith in your drug-free workplace program only if their confidentiality is protected. They must be assured their private and personal information will not be released to anyone other than the person in whom they confide. Company policies must be very clear about the limits of what information can be shared and with whom it can be shared. If employees choose to discuss their private affairs with coworkers, that is their choice. When an employee discusses something in confidence with a member of management, that information must be protected and kept confidential. There are some limited situations where the state may mandate disclosure of an employee's personal and private information. These are circumstances where someone is in imminent danger, such as in the following cases: child abuse, elder abuse, threats of homicide or suicide. Check with local authorities regarding such circumstances. Drug and alcohol abuse is more prevalent in the workplace than many people believe. As a manager or supervisor, you have the responsibility of maintaining a drug-free workplace in accordance with your company's policy. You can help yourself or your fellow employee by recognizing the signs of abuse and acting on getting help for your coworker or yourself. Don't delay. A drug-free workplace is a safe workplace.